are live on YouTube, guys. Thank you for pointing that out, Tony, about Mike the business over here. And this is Armbar Radio, guys. If you guys haven't listened to us, we are a wrestling radio podcast that airs down here in the Rio Grande Valley, McAllen, Texas specifically. And we do a lot of good things. We talk about wrestling, a little bit about MMA, Jay gets into boxing. The show consists of me, these lovely two fellas next to me, and of course Isaac Ruiz, who is not here today.
He will be returning, guys, this August or September.
Finally got a car, right?
Finally got a car. Congratulations, Isaac.
All right, let me just make sure everything is in check here, Tony. Audio and everything looks good. We are live. We have one viewer already. Wow. I don't know who's viewing us, but thank you for watching. And if you can share our link, actually, whoever's watching, we have a Facebook. We stream on YouTube, and if you have a Twitter outlet or a Facebook outlet, and you guys are wrestling fans, please share the link. That helps us out. That helps us get more exposure, and it'll help us get more viewers, hopefully. So I'm gonna actually share that link on our Facebook page here. If I can find this going on, hold on. Actually, might need to.
Corey's still listening to us.
No, you said that you needed a link. I told him we're going to be on the air.
Give me a second. Tell them I'll post that up on our Facebook page. I got a lot of stuff going on.
A few people that still does not believe in Facebook.
Really? Wow. Well, that's all right. Good for him. Social media ruins lives, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
Yep, it's not for everyone.
Even Mrs. Machine is not a big Facebook fan.
Oh, she hates it with passion.
I
still do it anyway, but as long as I don't do anything that's foolish, that's all that matters. Whether business-wise, like Armbar Radio, or food. I don't do anything else.
Alrighty, let me just get the. That was on July 11th. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so let's get that. I just need to find the Cruiserweight Classic recap here. No, hold on. Up rocks. What was yesterday? It was 7, the 13th, right?
Yeah.
7/13.
Electric bill that was due yesterday. I just paid it this morning.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I actually have to go pay my water bill when I get home. Let's see, up rock.
I just got my Allstate insurance bill for home insurance. I got to pay about $95.
Okay, hold on. Do you guys want to talk about anything before we get into the show, though? Maybe mention our GoFundMe page, Tony.
Guys, we put a GoFundMe page to raise money for new equipment for our radio station here. We're trying to get some equipment in. We need all the help we can get. Guys, pass it over. I don't care if you have 50 cents to your name, $5, $10, whatever money you have. Whatever you guys can contribute, I would be very much obliged if you do. Every little counts, please. If you guys want to continue listening to us every Thursday or every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, come on, listen to us, guys. I mean, it'd be great. Just put in something. I don't care what it is. Put in at least something. I'd be much obliged if you did. We want to keep Armbar. We're still strong. Armbar is strong, but we can even get even more phenomenal.
Oh, I like that. Phenomenal.
Yes, we can get even more phenomenal if you guys contribute. I mean, we're fending for ourselves by, making risks. Mike and the gang here, we all invested in the equipment. So we want to, we want to build up. We want to get bigger. We eventually want to go to see the UFC fight that's coming in September, or another WWE live event. It would be great. We all go. You can see us, Orthas, if you guys want. Not just putting you on the spot, but it'd be really nice. Orthas, you put a little bit of something. Maybe, I don't care, $1, $1.50, $2, $3. It'd be great. Orthas. I know everybody's tight on money right now, but whatever you can do to contribute to help us out, raise money to get this station going, that'd be great.
Give Armbar some love and just help us out with our our GoFundMe page. It could be anything as minimum as, like you said, it could be 50 cents. Just whatever you can help us out with. All that helps. All that matters is that we get the help that we need to better our show, to better produce a better show, and bring you a better product every Thursday on Armbar.
Looks like we got some new followers on Twitter, actually. So respective shout-outs to Burkfella on Twitter at Burkfella and Rachel at Rachel Ann on Twitter. So thank you guys for following us on Twitter. Don't know if you guys watch our show, but shout-outs to you real quick before we get this going. I already posted the link on Facebook and on Twitter to my knowledge. Let me just double-check Facebook. Yes, we are live. So who wants to start off the show this week? It's going to be Tony, the Dream Machine. It's going to be Mike.
I think last time it was you.
It was me, actually.
You last time.
Yeah, it was me last week, so it was just me.
Jay.
All right, so it's going to be Tony this week. Ready?
Give me the countdown.
All right, I'm going to do a 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, wait, don't go yet. Hold on. I need to fix something really quick. I'm hyping you up, though, right? Okay.
The magic of live internet streaming.
Okay, ready? On 5, 4.
And welcome to another episode of Armbar Radio, July 14th, 2016. Here, my name is Tony Venishima-Tuk, and my colleagues Mike the Biz Balsadua and Jay Wesopedia Choa. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
We have a lot to cover this week. We can talk about the Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt fight. From there to the UFC that's coming to Hidalgo, and to Monday Night Raw, and a little bit of Cruiserweight Classic. We have time for that next second hour. Maybe we can talk about that. But we have a lot to cover. It's a great day. It's Thursday.
It's a new day.
It's a new day. Or maybe new day might fall. We do not know what's going to happen, but we have a lot
No pun intended.
to cover.
As long as they don't get deleted.
Exactly. Anybody that's listening to us, please go to the YouTube channel, click on our logo at www.youtube.com and type under Armbar KCYP. You can check out our classic episodes. Whatever episode you guys like, whatever your favorite episode, tell us about it. Don't be a stranger. Don't be bashful. Tell everybody whoever's a big wrestling fan. Be very much obliged if you guys do that. This is be great character to put in. I don't care what opinion you guys have. Put an opinion, whether you like it or hate it. I want to hear it.
Tell us if you hate us.
Tell us if you hate us. I don't care. Like us. Tell I talk too much. Tell Jay talks too much, or Michael talks too much. Tell tell how we're doing. So if I'm rambling on right now as we speak, I mean, seriously. We want to hear you guys, and you also put a GoFundMe page to raise money for more equipment for the radio station. We already put in some investments. It'd be great and bold of you guys to put a little bit. You can put as low as 50 cents to $1. Anybody that's listening, that you want our dreams to come true, always give a little. You guys gain a lot. Remember that. That's what I learned. In life, you always want to donate a little bit of something. When you give a little something, you're going to gain a lot more back. Maybe you can see us one day big in the valley. You might, be partners with Q94.5. We have no idea.
One day, you never know.
So, yeah, whatever goes on. This is.
And speaking of 94.5, shout out to Rock and Roll James.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, we can do that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
There's no competition there.
Rock and Roll James.
Non-profit station there.
Rock and Roll James, one of my favorite, disc jockeys, in the radio business. Right now he's on vacation. He's on tour, I believe. And, I also love Big Al and Charlie in the morning. Those guys are great. And I'll also give a big shout out to KCYP at the 97.7 FM stations. Guys, you guys are doing a great job. Whatever you guys are doing, keep it up. The local bands here. And
16.
Yeah. And also September, I think the Art Walk's going to start every Friday. one of these days we'll be there. First week of Friday. Jay, if you have time, you want to go?
Definitely.
And support our radio station. Mike?
Yeah, we'll get a banner set up and everything. We'll have a little table, and we'll just talk to the people walking by. Anyone that's a wrestling fan, please come out. Hopefully, Isaac will be here by then, so we can get the whole group out there, and it'll be exciting. And of course, talk to us about wrestling. We'll give you guys a little more information about the show and our station as we go from there.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
There's so much to talk about, Mike. I mean, there's the YN.
Is there a Jay's Corner today, by any chance?
Jay, can
We can talk about UFC 200, no?
Yeah. It was, before we get to last Saturday, let's talk about the much talked about final deletion.
Oh, gosh.
That took place last week on Impact Wrestling between Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I posted the link on my Facebook. Unfortunately, with me, I have Time Warner Cable, which does not carry the pop station, but it has pop on demand, so I'm not able to see it the night it airs initially on Tuesday, soon to be Thursday, starting next week. More on that later. But I saw it, and Isaac was the one that first told me, man, you got to see this match, dude. It's incredible. I thought, I don't know, man. Nothing against Impact Wrestling, but some people are these days with TNA. It's like, but creatively and as far as in-ring, the past few months have been some of their best work. But the final deletion, all I can say is it had its ups and downs, but yet you got to be doing something right if you have the Wyatts and the New Day doing something similar with the Compound as they did this past Monday on Raw. And like you said it best on my Facebook page, Mike, I'm speechless. And I'm like, in a good or a bad way, but that's where you left me with the clip.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when I say I'm speechless, it's because I could not tell you whether I fully enjoyed watching that or if I was fully disgusted by it also, because I'm a Matt and Jeff Hardy fan, and I don't really follow TNA as much as one person to the next. I'm a WWE guy, thick and thin. I always have been, even back in the the war days, the Monday Night Wars where they had those two battling out. I always seem to always want to watch WWF at the time more than the WCW, and I thought the WCW started to turn into trash. But anyway, going forward from there, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, it was fun to watch, and at the same time, I was just kind of grinding my teeth. I was grinding my teeth a little bit.
LOL moments or SMH moments in that?
Yeah, I think I had more SMH moments over there. Not so much LOL. I guess the cool part about it is I like the firework show. I like the editing. Whoever edited the final deletion did a really good job. I think they were probably using what do they call those little helicopter little drones to get the aerial views, and they shot this at night, and in the backyard of Jeff Hardy's house or Matt Hardy's house, whoever. But I thought they did a very good job as far as the editing and the music that went with it, everything like that. I just I didn't care for the actual fighting between them. It was more of a story than anything, I guess. But which wrestling entails, wrestling is just a big story, along with, of course, the physical feats to go with it. But I don't know. When I talked to Jay about this, I just told him, I was like, at the very end, my jaw was just dropped. Like, I didn't know what to think of it, honestly.
It's got fans talking, and it's giving Impact Wrestling a buzz that it probably hasn't had in a very long time. For better or for worse, I've had friends come up to me who probably have not watched Impact Wrestling since probably the days of Sting and AJ Styles, since probably the day that they left. And they saw it online and thought, wow, this is unique. That's the way I can put it. But it's got to be doing something right, where you're seeing now at ProWrestlingTees.com new T-shirts of Matt and Jeff Hardy being plugged, and Matt's new character where he's broken. I'm sure they're going to be selling that at that website, ProWrestlingTees.com, which also features old school Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling shirts. But it was pretty unique, was that match. As far as where it'll go from there, let's kind of wait and see. But also, of course, as we were talking about last Saturday night, UFC 200. Tony, you and I were watching that.
Yes, we were.
With our friends Manny and Magawi. Shout outs to you guys, as well as to El Victor, who celebrates who celebrated his birthday this past Sunday. Happy birthday, Victor.
And we also want to say happy birthday to Alex Ochoa.
Yep, my little brother Alex, who this past Tuesday turned 22. Happy birthday, Alex. At the same time, though, it was a great night of UFC fights. I mean, Brock Lesnar, what were your expectations when you fought a very dangerous yet game fighter in Mark Hunt?
I thought it was going to go the other way. I thought that I didn't think that, Brock Lesnar was going to carry the win. I thought Mark Hunt had a capability of trying to defeat Brock Lesnar. I thought he was going to at least win by decision. I didn't think via knockout. I thought the card was going to be like Hunt's going to win against Brock, and then Brock is going to face Randy Orton at SummerSlam, and Lesnar has to win against Randy Orton to look like a strong competitor so they can balance out the card. But, man, regardless, Brock Lesnar came up on top. I should have not underestimated Brock Lesnar, because if you think about it, this guy, he's an animal in WWE, but when you go into the UFC, it's a different territory. You're in a different state of mind. You're in a different atmosphere. Your observation, your objective and observation is you're trying to take this guy out, not be told you're supposed to lose that night. No, this guy was actually assigned to win, and he did win, despite the fact that the payouts with Brock Lesnar was getting paid $2.5 million, and Mark Hunt was getting paid only $700,000. I thought that was a little
Hey, I'll take $700,000 for freaking 10 minutes, 3-minute rounds each, whatever. Whatever.
That was still degrading.
Yeah.
Less than $1 million to make on that fight, and whatever the taxes be taken out of the fight. But no, Lesnar fought his soul out. I should have not underestimated him. I was wrong, and hey, give it to the Beast, man. He's going to face Randy Orton next month.
Yeah, the Beast versus the Viper.
And it was Tate versus...
That was Misha Tate and Amanda Nunes for the UFC World Women's Bantamweight Championship.
That was a great fight.
Tate's nose, was broken by Amanda Nunes, and so was her championship reign. In fact, no one has held the women's bantamweight title for past one title fight since Ronda Rousey dominated the scene as the champion. I mean, not Holly Holman now, not Misha Tate. Let's see how Amanda Nunes does.
Have you ever, growing up as a kid, I know this is not the starting point, those gushers, those fruit gushers when the juices come out, like the fruit comes out and pops?
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of Tate's nose getting broken, like those fruit.
Yeah.
The blood bursting out. I was like freaking out because, man, she just was going nonstop on the punches and clean knockout. And then the Anderson Silva fight. That was
surprising to me, actually.
Yeah, the distance. I mean, Daniel Cormier knew he could not try to outstrike Anderson Silva, but he out-wrestled him and basically used the same plan Chael Sonnen attempted in 2010, except the main difference was that Cormier won this fight. And he did not get caught in the triangle choke like Sun did back in 2010. But it was a good fight. Some felt it was more of a sparring fight than it was an actual fight. But you know what? You got to give Anderson Silva props for stepping in at the last minute after what happened with John Jones and saying, I'll fight Daniel Cormier. And also give even double props to Daniel Cormier for saying, you know what? I know it's 2 days' notice, but I'll take Anderson Silva on. I know it's geared for John Jones, but why not take on the GOAT, the greatest of all time? As they say in the mixed martial arts world about Anderson Silva. But
doesn't Chris Jericho wear that on his trunks?
Yeah, but then again, Chris Jericho has done so much to her that could be also debatable.
Yeah.
What, the GOAT?
Yeah, the greatest of all time, not the GOAT that they used to call the color commentator on the Cruiserweight Classic, Daniel Bryan. But
yeah, the GOAT face is what we like to call him.
So going to Monday Night Raw. Now that we already covered UFC. And by the way, guys, September, Hidalgo County, Hidalgo, State Farm Arena, the UFC will be.
And it's going to be televised, too, on Fox Sports 1, UFC Fight Night 94. Tickets are on sale on Friday, August 5th.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Putting Hidalgo on the map, think about it.
Yeah, I mean, last year Bellator showed up, and now you got the biggest company in mixed martial arts. I mean, we've had for years the biggest wrestling company in the world. The WWE show up once a year, sometimes twice a year.
And TNA at one point.
Yeah, and TNA Wrestling at one time. Mike, you still have the streak going where you've not missed one show since April 2004.
Yep.
The streak continues.
It's been pretty crazy, and I'll be going there August the 13th, which is coming up at the State Farm Arena. Excited to see what's going to happen after the brand split this coming July 19th, and I'm just this coming Tuesday already before Tuesday before Battleground, right? It's going to change the landscape of the business, just like it did, 15 years ago? I don't know how long it was. It was a little while back, though, right?
High school.
12 years ago, back when I was in high school, back when me and Tony were wearing braces, and, it's all good. My glory days.
That was our glory days.
My glory days. But, it's like Tony said, let's go ahead and talk about Raw. So I missed Raw, but I'm still going to talk about, I have the recap status right here. And first of all, it's not like I missed a good intro. We have a battle royal for the Intercontinental Championship, contendership at least. So the number one contendership for the Intercontinental title, and the only ones that I see here, the big names that are on here are Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, and who else? You guys want to throw some names in there also? Dolph Ziggler. Sheamus was in the Battle Royal. So what can you guys tell me about that match?
It was let's just say that the person that won, I don't think they got an introduction, but yet, we've been seeing the weeks leading up to it, the vignettes with his life coach Bob Backlund. I'm talking about Darren Young. Mm-hmm. And it was unexpected, but then again, like Tony was talking about, you love to see Darren Young get a shot at the Intercontinental title. He gets it, but then I remember you were saying, Tony, you're like,
this is what I'm going to go with the Tony rant now.
Oh gosh!
Don't get me wrong. I like Darren Young.
Yeah.
I like what he's been doing with the WWE. I like the storyline.
You want to see him be great again.
Yeah, I want to see him do great. And I'm glad that he picked one of the best guys to do it. Bob Backlund. Former two-time WWE champion?
He was a three-time
WWE champion. Technically not acknowledged by WWE.
But, this is a great guy to go with, but I don't like the fact that that's just going to be his debut in the Battle Royale. He's not ready. It's too soon. I thought what was going to happen, he's going to make a SmackDown debut after the draft.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought that would be a lot beneficial if he was going to either debut on Raw or the SmackDown after the draft is done. Whatever he's drafted on there, he can debut. That's how we grew up on that on the draft, Mike, right?
Every year.
Yeah, when a wrestler would get drafted to another brand, they would redo their whole dialogue or character and, start getting the championship ring. But I think it was just too sudden. And I didn't like I didn't like the outlook on the fact that he didn't even do anything. It's like Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews just put him over. They just did it. Because Corbin, he was a dominant guy. It could have been Corbin to actually win the Battle Royal for the IC Championship, because he is a former 2016 Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Champion. So that's what I don't get. I think that he just gave it to him. And you know what? To each his own. That's my opinion. And then at the outcome, you got Bob Backlund carrying him with excitement for old geezer being 67 years old.
I think so, yeah.
Carrying him like he's a sack of potatoes. It just freaks me out. But
he's still in incredible shape.
He is in shape. The guy was a former NCAA champion at 190-pound weight class. He's defeated the most toughest superstars he's faced. I think he's defeated Bret Hart for the title.
Yeah.
He's been defeated by Big Daddy Cool, a.k.a. Kevin Nash.
8 seconds.
In 8 seconds. Who knows? I could see Darren Young as a mid-card champion for right now, maybe an Intercontinental or an IC or a U.S. champion.
Depending on what show he goes to.
I think he should be pushed on Raw instead of SmackDown and be a United States champion
But who's to say the U.S. title is going to stay on Raw?
We know. I mean, I'd rather see him as a United States champion. Think about it. You got Bob Backlund. He represents America.
Yeah.
You know, he wears the bow tie and suspenders. Like, he acts like Uncle Sam. Like, I want you. We can see that. Or you can see him as an Intercontinental champion, and you can see Titus O'Neil as a U.S. champion. 2 former tag team champions as mid-card champions. And then they can go one-on-one for the undisputed mid-card championship. That could be a good one right there.
Yeah.
Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah. Probably bring back bragging rights.
Absolutely. So Fred Rosser, a.k.a. Darren Young, ends up winning. Congratulations to him. But going on the next match.
Next match would be Sheamus versus Zack Ryder.
But before that match, Zack Ryder boldly went up to the United States champion Rusev and said, I want to face you for the United States Championship. Rusev didn't accept the challenge right then and there, but Ryder went on to face Sheamus in a return match from last week's SmackDown, to which, well, we saw the end result. Sheamus defeated Zack Ryder. I got to say this side note, I'm digging Zack Ryder's new modified theme song. I think it's pretty cool.
I didn't get to hear it.
When you get the chance. Well, actually, they played it on SmackDown last week. Debuted. You'll more than likely hear it tonight on SmackDown. I believe he's scheduled for tonight's final Thursday night SmackDown. But yeah, Sheamus wins, defeating Ryder, and of course out comes the big bad United States champion Rusev, who attacks Ryder. Ryder tries to fight him back, but he's already fatigued. He's already wrestled a match. Probably still groggy from the Brogue Kick. Rusev puts him in the Accolade in that modified version that we first saw him do to Kalisto, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, I accept. I'm like, yeah, it's no surprise he'll accept because Ryder just got beat. But now it's led to 2 other additional championship matches. We talked about Miz and Darren Young taking place in the Intercontinental Championship at Battleground, but now also Rusev and Zack Ryder for the U.S. Championship, also at Battleground, which is next Sunday night, July 24th. Do you believe this could be possibly finally the coming out party for Zack Ryder, or is this another thing we're asking, why are we still believing in Ryder when WWE management's not? That's just my rule.
I mean, it's like the thing with Titus O'Neil. I mean, they tried it for a couple months and didn't work.
Titus is great.
They did with Jack Swagger too.
Yeah.
But Ryder, the fans still love Ryder, but it's kind of like you're asking to the point where it starts to get demanding. And how long before WWE is going to finally give us what we want, give us a Ryder push, or are they just going to ride this out, no pun intended, until we finally just say, yeah, enough's enough. We throw our hands up.
They tried it on Jack Swagger, remember? 4 or 5 times with him and Rusev. And
yeah, that was
and found out. It's like, that's the thing, and they buried him. They buried Swagger's career by doing that. The writers of WWE that kept losing 3 or 4 times in a row, they buried his career. Look at him. He hardly gets any TV time with the WWE. It's like, let alone just end up going to, he's probably going to end up going to another independent circuit or go to ROH or TNA because this is an outrage. They did the same thing with Damian Sandow.
Until he finally was booted out.
And then now they're doing the Swagger and what they're going to do. And then Ryder he's been with WWE. He's been loyal to WWE for the past 13 years with WWE. He's been with WWE for 13 years. He started as a jobber. Back to tag, and he went to jobber again, back and forth to jobber. It's not right, and I have a feeling he is going to get set back again, and they're going to probably end up putting Rusev over again.
But we hope that's not the case because Ryder, he's a great talent. I like what he does with Mojo Rawley as part of the tag team, the Hype Bros, on Wednesday nights on NXT. But eventually, it's like, yeah, I thought finally WrestleMania was his coming out party, winning the Intercontinental title in that epic ladder match in front of 100,000 people at the AT&T Stadium, and then the next night goes back to the Miz. I'm like,
they're burying him.
It sucks, I mean, it's terrible.
I don't blame AJ Styles, when he said to John Cena, but you guys like you bury us. Well, what do you think WWE's doing right now with Ryder?
Nothing new we haven't seen in the past, 4 years?
Yeah, they're going to do the same thing. History is going to repeat itself over and over again.
But we can hopefully be proven wrong come July 24th. Yeah. And of course, the next.
Well, it's I guess it's tough to say with Ryder, especially up against a guy like Rusev, who is still a powerhouse. I mean, the guy's going to be there for a very, very long time. In my opinion, he's going to be a future world champion. I mean, I don't know about you guys.
Rusev?
Oh yeah. It's going to happen. I don't know when. He's going to be the Iron Sheik of his era, if you guys think about it.
Yeah.
But give him a year or two. Have him build a feud with someone. Now that the brand split's coming along, you're going to see those. We're going to see another world title. I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see another world title.
It's going to be more mid-carders.
Yeah.
An opportunity to win the big brass.
Yeah. I mean,
see how will they draw on that show, and how will they do it live under the Raw or SmackDown.
It's going to be cutthroat now that we know that. Who's going to be? We'll get to the spoilers later. We'll get to spoilers again. But next match, Breezango. I don't like the name Breezango. I thought Breezango made more sense.
Honestly, I don't like modified names.
Yeah, it's like J-Lo or what do they use? J-Lo and Ben Affleck and like who else? Jennifer Aniston and all the other men that she dated.
I really like mashup names or mashup theme songs. Like, dude, if it's a tag team, come up with
Be original,
or come up with an awesome
the
Blondes,
yeah,
Austin and Brian Pillman. They weren't calling themselves Pill Austin or something that matches.
So like rated RKO, those pretty.
Something that goes with like their gimmicks. I mean, Fandango. Yeah, the Golden Truth was awesome. So I mean, our Team Hell No, Breezango, really. I mean,
call it Fun Gorgeous.
Yeah, there you go, Fun Gorgeous or something like that. I mean, the team of Fun Gorgeous or something to that extent, right? Gorgeous Dongo or something like that. That's horrible. I know. You guys had to see Jay's expression when I said that. Okay, so tag match: Breezango versus the Lucha Dragons, and I'm pretty sure this was just more of a squash match, just a filler match. I don't know.
Sort of, but I was pretty surprised by the victor, which was Breezango.
Yeah.
The Lucha Dragons.
Yep. It says Tyler Breeze pinned Kalisto after a super kick when Kalisto was perched on the top rope.
Yeah. But how long will these tag teams last now that next Tuesday is fastly approaching?
We'll see. Who knows? No spoilers there. But on to the next segment. We got Seth Rollins, and he aired what was called the Rollins Report.
That's so dumb.
A heavily edited clip of him interviewing Roman Reigns about his suspension. Rollins was confronted by Dean Ambrose himself, and Ambrose agreed to give Rollins a one-on-one championship match whenever he wants. The match was made for next week. I don't know anything about this. You tell me this, guys.
Basically, Rollins is trying to be just like Jon Stewart. He's like, stay retired, Jon Stewart. And so they do an extremely edited interview with him and Reigns, and you can so tell it's edited because Reigns, they shows a championship belt right behind Roman Reigns, so that was just too early for that.
Yeah. And they're trying to rebuild Reigns back as a babyface with Rollins constantly mocking him for the suspension, but will the fans buy into it?
I thought Reigns was going to turn heel.
Yeah.
When he gets back.
But it looks like they're going in a different direction. Yeah, it was. Rollins pushing at Reigns, but yet Dean Ambrose came out. Rollins has been crying for a while. He had a one-on-one title shot. It's happening next Monday on Raw, the last Raw that every WWE superstar will be in the building at the same time on Monday night. But who will be the last WWE champion pre-draft? Will it be Dean Ambrose, who's been champ since Money in the Bank, or will it be Seth Rollins? We'll definitely find out, especially heading into Battleground, where the main event will be the same, just who will be the champion, who will be the challengers may be different after Monday.
I don't know why, but something tells me that like Rollins is going to be the face. He's going to be Raw. He's going to be the face of Raw. And Dean Ambrose, I see him as a SmackDown guy.
Could be a SmackDown live event that Mr. Biz might be going to.
And then Reigns might go to.
Please don't say that. I was never upset with the SmackDown shows when they came down anyway. So they were all good.
Always the difference too.
SmackDown Super Show, Raw Super Show. I mean, come on, really. I mean, they ended up just having guys from both shows end up on the card anyway.
Ruthless Aggression era, I think, Broken College, I think Undertaker was the face of SmackDown, right?
Yeah, he was the one guy that much like Sting was the one guy that never left WCW to go to WWE. Undertaker was the one guy that never left SmackDown to go to Raw.
I remember the day that when he got drafted to SmackDown in 2002 when he found out he was so upset when he was Biker Taker?
Well, he was drafted to Raw in the 2002 draft, but he later left for SmackDown later that year.
He's like, I'm over Raw already.
What match did he face before he went to SmackDown? And
The Undertaker, this is the last match he had on as a Raw superstar.
Yeah.
It was against Triple H the night after SummerSlam.
Whoa.
Triple H.
There you go.
And that's where it was supposed to be Triple H and Brock Lesnar for the Undisputed title, but not yet, said Brock. That wouldn't be till 10 years later when they officially faced off at SummerSlam.
I am actually excited about the SummerSlam match with Randy Orton and Lesnar. That should be great. Now I think Orton is now almost like pretty much a legendary figure now. He's been with the WWE for 13, 14 years.
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Famer, just like John Cena. We'll see how that goes, I guess.
You said John Cena's name, and you forgot one thing.
John Cena what?
The intro to the song that you always do every time you mention it would not be the same if he doesn't mention John Cena's name.
Okay, I can't do it, but hey, shout outs to your buddy in Michigan, right? But hey, but before we continue, sorry about that, fellas. I'm going to go ahead and let's cut to commercial really quick. We'll cut to our beautiful letters. Let me have Tony, the guy that always does this, do this. So go ahead, Tony, let's call those beautiful letters today.
KCYP, McAllen Mission.
All right, and we're back. This is 97.7 FM KCYP, the city. You're listening to Armbar Radio. We just heard Tony call out those beautiful letters, and that was probably the best ones that I've heard in quite a while. But anyway, going back, I want to, before we go back to wrestling talk, I want to mention a couple ways that you guys can listen to us. If you guys are listening to us here on 97.7 FM, the city, there are several ways you can listen to us. You can, one, go to the website, which is thecity977.com, or you can download the TuneIn Radio app, which you can basically search on iOS or Android. You download the app, you search the station, KCYP, and from there you can actually listen to all the station's content, the shows, the Geek Slap, Armbar, the Bus Stop, all on the station, all on your phone. So, if you guys are tech savvy and prefer doing it that way, go ahead and do that. Or if you guys have a YouTube account, you can find us on YouTube where we actually live stream this show. So right now we're actually live streaming it, and you can watch us live when we do the show. So just search KCYP Armbar on YouTube, and you'll find our channel. It'll look like an old school, what was it called again, the logo?
Run DMC logo, I believe.
Run DMC logo, there we go. So, okay, now that we're done talking to you about that, let's talk about Kevin Owens versus Cesaro.
That was a very historical match because, Kevin Owens ended up coming up on top. He ends up winning the match, but
he got Sami Zayn barred from commentary.
Yeah, but it gets better because, man, I've never seen you can see a little of the rolls on Owens. And he took off that shirt. I thought, oh man, we're not gonna see another Kool-Aid episode. I mean. So, Cesaro, he's doing the spin on him. And golly, you could so tell KO was playing it smart by wearing a singlet underneath with the shirt and shorts. I mean, we didn't want to see...
in case the shorts have a mishap, I understand.
Yeah. So he had some bulges on the side.
I'm sure his wife wouldn't mind seeing that there, right?
I don't know.
We'll keep things PG over here, yeah?
It looked like he ate a little too much before he went to the show.
Well, I mean, this is the same guy who devoured a birthday cake after he won the Ring of Honor Championship in 2012. So.
He had a bag of Lay's potato chips underneath the table during the food fight.
Yeah, and let's not forget, he also had a face full of pie or cake after the food fight ended, or which he thought ended.
Talk about a bag of carbs. Look what happened.
But Zayn versus Owens, can't wait for what could potentially be the final chapter.
I could see
Battleground.
I could see this.
It won't be the final deletion.
Yeah,
whoever wins or loses in this match, they are going to tell a story.
Yeah.
And after the match is over, I can see after the split brands, KO's going to probably end up in Raw. Zayn's going to be on SmackDown, and eventually within the next draft, we could see a tag team formulate again. Maybe some chemistry will build up better chemistry. I mean, just like the Shawn Michaels and Triple H rivalry.
Yeah, they were tag team champions in Ring of Honor years back, so it could happen.
All right.
Next match, Titus O'Neil versus Heath Slater, the one-man band, or the leader of the Social Outcast. I don't know what to think of the Social Outcast
match,
anymore.
actually. I did see this match. Very provocative. They were just building Titus O'Neil to make up for the loss of the U.S. Championship offer that Rusev. And, I just didn't like the way they just, made Heath Slater the leader of Social Outcast weak, he just gave him the match. He just pretty much gave him the match. He just made him look like the dominant player. I'm like, I don't think I've seen Heath Slater maybe do like 2 punches or a drop kick. He didn't do much. It was target practice, man. What do you think?
Pretty much a sparring match, but then again, what are they doing with the Social Outcasts in general?
I know. I think it's just a waste. I think when the draft hits, Social Outcasts will be going their separate ways as well.
It'll pretty much be like when the League of Nations split up. You're not going to see too many tears in people's eyes.
Yeah.
So, it happens.
So, next match.
Well, next segment, actually, we got the New Day, and they visit the Wyatt family compound.
This is where we talked about how fans have been comparing the final deletion between Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, and now New Day and the Wyatt family. It had its similarities. It didn't end the same way as Final Deletion, but you could see some elements. But there was, of course, a recent Twitter battle between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt as far as who was more creative, who's copying from who. But it was what it was. I mean, you haven't seen Raw yet, so I'll let you check that out, and I'll let you do the compare and contrast, Mike.
Yeah.
But Tony, your thoughts on? I don't know if you saw the final.
I did see it.
All right, but your thoughts on?
I thought that that compound area, man, it reminded me of like a Friday the 13th scene. It reminded me of a Friday the 13th and.
Or that movie, I don't know if you remember back in the 2000s, Wrong Turn.
Yes, it reminded me of those.
Horrible movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a horror movie because it's short for horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but I like Braun Strowman, man. He is just one scary dude. I mean, he is so built, man. Why does he wear that black shirt, man? He should keep his shirt on, show his muscular frame, dude.
He probably will starting in the...
He reminds me of like a Nathan Jones. Remember Nathan Jones? He reminds me of that built Nathan Jones with the nasty beard and hair.
Was Nathan Jones bald and clean shaven?
Yeah. So he reminds me like that. He reminds me of that hairy version of Nathan Jones. This guy is like the next face of destruction. I have a feeling one day that in the future, Braun Strowman is going to take out Bray Wyatt. Like the same thing when Batista took out Triple H when he got drafted on Raw. And he says, I'm staying on Raw to face you for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Well, I have that same feeling that's going to happen. Braun Strowman is a powerful dude. And I'm hoping, man, we see something different this Battleground. Maybe a change, maybe a new member of the Wyatt family. I mean, we don't know. I mean, this could build a lot of suspense on everyone's part.
Could definitely happen.
Alrighty, for the sake of time, let's move forward. I'm sorry about that, fellas, because I want to talk about the Cruiserweight Classic and like all NXT also. So I want to skip to the end. I don't want to I don't want to discredit like Enzo and Big Cass versus the Club and Sasha Banks versus Dana Brooke, but I'm just going to give you winner and losers, okay? Enzo Amore and Big Cass defeated the Club, okay? Or I guess I don't know if AJ Styles was involved in that match, but just Gallows and Anderson. So big chops to them for helping John Cena out last week. Also, Sasha Banks defeats Dana Brooke. Also, and apparently Charlotte, Tony's got to get up really quick, but apparently Charlotte announced that she has to fight against Dana Brooke again on SmackDown tonight. I don't know what's going on with that, but I mean, regardless, it's going to be Sasha Banks versus Charlotte at Battleground for the Women's Championship, and can't wait to see that. I can't wait. I'm hoping to see we see a new Women's Champion this coming Battleground. But
actually, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Oh gosh.
In this match, it's actually a tag team match where it's going to be Charlotte and Dana Brooke at Battleground taking on Sasha Banks, but she has to find a tag team partner for that match to happen.
Great. I wonder whose last we're going to find, right?
Yeah, who will be willing to step up and take some loss.
So again, Charlotte not even defending her championship then again.
Might be someone who's a real page turner.
You never know. I hope it is, Paige. But anyway, let's talk about let's just talk about the main portion of the Raw segment, which is Vince McMahon coming out, and basically he returns to Raw to announce the new commissioner of SmackDown and the new commissioner of Raw. Jay, do you want to start us out with SmackDown?
I'd love to, because I've always been an avid supporter for SmackDown no matter what night it is these days. Thursday, Friday, Tuesday.
They can't make up their mind. Like 3 different days in 1 year, by the way.
Over a year, they were back on Thursday nights, but I like it that's now going to be on Tuesdays because you have the 2 main shows in wrestling kicking off the week,
Yeah.
So with SmackDown, we have a new general manager, and it's not general manager, rather, it's commissioner, but they will have their own general manager for both commissioners. Shane McMahon was named commissioner of SmackDown, and Shane McMahon represents change, and to me, I think I see a lot more of the new era change happening on SmackDown. Is your wall growling by chance, Cody?
It's the
yeah, it's all good. I'm hoping the mics don't pick that up. It should be all right then.
But yeah, just as far as who Shane McMahon will nominate as general manager of SmackDown, I mean, we've had plenty of great GMs on SmackDown over the years. Teddy Long, Hala, Vicky Guerrero, for better or for worse.
Excuse me.
And then we've had Kurt Angle and his run on SmackDown, which better suited as a wrestler than as a GM. But we'll find out, because on Monday, this coming Monday on Raw, we'll find out who each commissioner will name. But since I named the commissioner of GM already, Shane McMahon, I'm guessing you'll go ahead and...
All right, not a surprise that Shane got SmackDown, but Stephanie is going to be the commissioner of Raw, which is not really a big surprise. I mean, with her and Triple H kind of still running, basically everything behind the scenes. Yeah. But I mean, basically, I guess it turns into, I think Mr. McMahon, the father of these two talented young children that he's got going on running the shows. He basically told them, he's like, I'm disappointed in you because I wanted you guys to not work together. He wanted them to be cutthroat. He wanted them to be not getting along, to be a little more dramatic, I guess, with each other, right? And it just didn't happen, right? Fortunate to say, and surprised to say that Stephanie and Shane, during, since WrestleMania up till now, they've been working together for the most part, running both shows, and it's kind of worked out. Maybe not to a lot of other people out there, but I've kind of enjoyed seeing them, working together. And yeah, every now and then, you'll have one talk trash behind the other's back, but at the same time, it's like, when it came to the product and then when it came to actually putting their heads together and putting a match, the matches were a lot better. I was more into watching the actual product. I was looking forward to tuning in rather than, another 20-minute authority promo,
Authority promo. I thought, I like the way McMahon's like, I don't care if you have to break the law.
I love that, by the way.
I don't care if you have to do whatever it takes. And then it's time to shake things up again. And then, you had, Stephanie just slaps the holy heck out of Shane.
And Shane's retort?
He just tries to kiss her in the cheek, and then she just slips right out of the staircase. Karma is...
Love live television.
Yeah, karma is, what?
Is what they've called Stephanie McMahon since 1999? Yeah. Probably before that.
All right. So let's go on to NXT. Let's talk about the only match that basically happened. Only recapped a little bit. They talked about who's going to face who at the next takeover or something like that, right? But let's talk about the main attraction, which was let's talk about Samoa Joe first. Samoa Joe basically came out and he's calling out both Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura basically saying like, "Oh, I don't care who says what, and whoever wins this match, like I'm gonna make the decisions on who I'm gonna face, and yada yada yada." I'm over it. I mean,
Rhino is back.
Yeah.
Rhino came back, and he tried getting into Mojo's face actually, and to everyone's surprise, Mojo kind of just walked away for a minute, and Rhino was trying to be intense about it, and it kind of just fizzled out really quick.
I guess the campaign didn't work out. Was he running for mayor of?
I'm sure he's still running, but at the same time, though, it's he's part of NXT. He's not part of WWE's main roster, so that most likely will give him some.
They're giving him some leeway, I think, to do other things. Same thing with Kane. Kane's doing his own thing outside, owning businesses and running for Congress over here. Running for Congress. Okay, he wants to talk about the main attraction of that event.
Go for it. Yeah, Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura. A match that happened, plenty of times in New Japan Pro Wrestling where Balor was then known as Prince Devitt. But these two, man, they tore it up last night on NXT. A potential match of the year. I mean, if this was possibly, because remember, with the draft coming up, not just WWE superstars, but NXT superstars are subject to being drafted. If it was for one of those two to possibly be on NXT for the final time, hey, what a way to go out. I mean, these two left it in the ring, especially with Finn Balor being the first to kick out of, and I still have a tough time, pronouncing the name of Shinsuke Nakamura's move, the King Sasha. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right.
Don't they say King Shasta or something like that?
Yeah, something of that nature. I knew it was the Bombaye when he used it in New Japan Pro Wrestling and in Ring of Honor. So I'm still, since April, having a rough time pronouncing the name. But Balor being the first to kick out of that move. And then, of course, just overall, the crowd, was into it. They loved it. In the end, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Finn Balor in what could be, perhaps a match of the year candidate for NXT. And hopefully, much like how WWE does their best pay-per-view matches 2016 or best of Raw and SmackDown, hopefully we see that from NXT later on this year.
Absolutely.
I fully enjoyed the match. I thought it had everything that should be in a wrestling match. I thought, Balor was taking advantage of a lot of weaknesses on Nakamura's part. Like he was attacking the knee in the entire match pretty much, and you're attacking the guy that uses his legs for the most part to win the matches. And if you can take out his knees, take out the legs, you're gonna take away the strong style, right? You're gonna take away his main moves. You're gonna take all that away. And I was impressed. I don't know if you guys saw where Balor kind of just gave him his main move. He just kind of jumped on him like through a run or something. I mean, I was amazed to see that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a good match. This is a great match. Like Jay says, match of the year candidate, and I was not disappointed. I mean, it was basically him versus Sami Zayn, except with Balor. Balor. Yeah, me and Jay always have the conversation that I still can't pronounce. Balor's name.
Can you pronounce Nakamura?
Yeah, well, that's something different because I probably can't even pronounce that again. I don't know.
You just got to have Nakamura himself to.
Yeah. I mean, even probably you don't mind me saying this. Even Tony said he had a rough time just saying IWGP for New Japan's
IWGP.
It's a tongue twister. IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Currently held by
Lesnar as well.
Yeah, Lesnar held it in 05, the last
so
for AJ Styles.
So anything you guys want to add to that NXT match with Nakamura and Balor? Do you guys think that say it Balor. Yeah, Balor. Do you guys have any thoughts on him potentially getting his bump up to the main roster now that match happened?
It may possibly happen. I mean, Finn Balor, I believe, is long overdue for a WWE roster call-up. I mean, some of the matches I'd love to see him face off at, would it be on Raw or on SmackDown? I mean, hey, if he comes to WWE, comes to Hidalgo for WWE's live event, I'm sure you'll love that. At the same time, though, with Nakamura, who's to say he may not be called up sooner? Because how long was Kevin Owens on NXT before he got called up?
What, a good 2 months?
6 months.
Less than, yeah. I mean, not even that long. I was very impressed by Owens getting his push as quickly as he did. I think that part of that, though, was because Sami Zayn got hurt and because they needed someone to fill his spot, I want to say, and he went and ran with it, and he did a great job. So, 2-time Intercontinental Champion, right? And former NXT champion, all in a couple of years. So looking forward to see what happens with Balor. If he gets his call up, I want to see what happens. And something that I do want to talk about now that we're finishing that up is the Cruiserweight Classic. 32 guys? 32 competitors all over the world were selected to be in this tournament to win the cup or whatever trophy you want to call it.
Yeah.
The Cruiserweight Classic Trophy, which hopefully in turns gives turns into a title.
Yeah, I mean,
it's something to see.
With a brand extension coming up, if they decide to now have exclusive champions as opposed to what we wanted, have maybe the WWE, the women's and tag titles go back and forth. Why not have the women's title? The women's division exclusive to one brand, have the Cruiserweight Championship exclusive to the other brand, much like it was back in the early mid-2000s.
I don't know. I just hope that they don't do it again where they end up just splitting the women's title into two and we got Lay Cool all over again.
Still trying to forget that.
Yeah, Lay Cool or Kool-Aid or whatever you want to call it.
I like that one better than
I was never really, all respect to The Undertaker, I know Michelle McCool's his wife, but I just was never really a big Lay Cool fan.
Yeah, so, okay, going back to the...
I care about the cool, I like the Lay.
Yeah, right. So going back to the very much anticipated Cruiserweight Classic, we have Mauro Ranallo and Daniel Bryan as the lead commentators, which I love, by the way. I love the fact that Daniel Bryan.
Good matches, by the way.
Yeah.
It felt more like a sporting event than just like another
sort of
Raw.
Yeah, especially since, the refs and they had everyone shake hands at the beginning of the matches.
Shades of MMA.
Yeah, and, you had international guys, like I said. So first match that I want to talk about is Gran Metalik.
Yeah.
From Mexico, right? And versus Alejandro Saiz. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
From Chile.
From Chile.
Very good match, by the way. I thought it was going to go either way. Excellent standing moonsault with Saiz.
Oh, yeah, off the ring apron. Yeah, that was amazing. I loved
it. 30 pounds. 20 or 30 pounds just to make it to Cruiserweight. Because Cruiserweight, the cutoff for that is 205 pounds, I believe, for the Cruiserweight.
Yeah, 205 pounds under Cruiserweight.
So you had to lose 30 pounds to make weight for that. Man, he did a very good job because, to lose, that's your walking around weight. If you're 235 and you're trying to cut to 205, you would pass. Some people could pass out.
Yeah.
And you're talking like starving yourself, nonstop, cardiovascular, and for saunas. For Saiz to do a great job, competing in this Cruiserweight Classic. Mm-hmm. I thought that was incredible. Even though he lost the first match, it was. I could see him.
Both of them impressed.
I could see him wrestle again in NXT.
There wasn't one wrestler that we saw in the opening night of the Cruiserweight Classic. We thought, why is this guy picked? Everyone was like, hey, they all left it in the ring. It was a great match to kick off the Cruiserweight Classic.
What was Metalik's main move, by the way? It looked kind of like a Michinoku driver type.
A fireman's carry
into like a pile driving type move, right?
Yeah, it was actually like a Death Valley driver into a...
Okay, it's called. I'll give you the name. It's called the Dorada Screwdriver. That's what he calls his move. But basically, yeah, it looks like modified Michinoku driver, but like this looks like a move that can break somebody's neck, man. I thought I was like, wow, because Metalik is putting a guy on the shoulders twice the size of him, basically. Or not twice, but he's a big size bigger than like a 30-pound difference between him and Alejandro. And to pick him up like that and to put him into the position to land that move correctly, man, that's talent, dude. It was amazing to watch. I was like, I'm surprised they didn't do the slow motion of that, man. But I was super amazed just to watch that, and congrats to him and to move on to the next part of the tournament.
Daivari versus
How do you say it?
Hallelujah.
Ho-Loon, yeah, more of the mispronunciations over here. Ho-Loon, which is a wrestler from China, right? It's from Hong Kong, from the capital of China. And I don't know what to think about this match. I mean, I was
Faces Davari. What's his first name?
It was
Area.
That is the younger brother.
Davari. Yeah.
Khosrow Davari, sorry. In the Raw, and then he went to TNA.
He had a storied career.
Yeah, so he actually
had a great time in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Also competed in some stiff competitions.
So, I mean, him learning under his older brother, this is a very good area to get your feet wet, especially in this industry, doing the cruiserweight. And the win ended up being against Mr. Hong Kong himself.
The man who helped bring pro wrestling to China.
Exactly.
What Mauro Ranallo and Daniel Bryan had mentioned in the conversation during their commentary. But also, you had Cedric Alexander, who had a huge weight cut. Definitely has leaned out from what I saw in his days in Ring of Honor. He took on Pierre Clement, who was trained by Lance Storm. Wanted to be a different cruiserweight. Didn't want to be one of those guys that does the flash and high-flying moves. Wanted to be something different.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But not enough to beat Cedric Alexander, who comes away with the win with the lumbar check.
That was a very innovative move. I mean, it was like some kind of backbreaker.
Yeah, it's like in a sense, it is a backbreaker. It's like he pretty much will do like he's going to do a back suplex, but in turns into a reverse gut buster, a backbreaker. But wow, it was a good move and a good debut for Cedric Alexander, who, as Morrow said, turned down a steady job with Ring of Honor to come to the Cruiserweight class.
I think he made the right choice, and I just want to tell his pastor. I would slap his pastor in the face for telling him that he would never make it in wrestling, because look where he is now, right?
He's now in the Sweet 16 of the Cruiserweight class.
He is, and
when people say negative, derogatory things, especially from a pastor. A pastor is supposed to inspire somebody to help bring somebody up. Like someone's going to tell you can't do it. I mean,
when someone says you can't do it, it's because they attempted and they failed.
Yeah.
Well, what about Alexander's last main move, by the way? Like, what have you talked about, right? The lumbar. Impressive. I was just like, how did he even do that? It looks like he's trying to give him like a suplex, right? And he turns it into a backbreaker, a double knee backbreaker. That's basically what it is, right?
Yeah.
I guess he just kind of tosses him into the air, and you just have to land correctly, which is tough.
It reminds me of Teddy Hart's powerbomb when he turned into a backbreaker when he did it to Jim Justice.
Yeah. Well, I was impressed, and you know what? When it's all said and done, I hope that his name is up there with a guy like Ric Flair, because he said that he wants to be in that,
category.
In that category where, hey, if someone talks about Charlotte, North Carolina, not just Ric Flair, but you're going to talk about Cedric Alexander. So let's move on to that main event, though. Kota Ibushi, right? Okay, yeah. Versus Sean Maluda. Sean Maluda is a new character, by the way. If you guys watch wrestling, Kota Ibushi is actually kind of world renowned already. And the crowd was, they were behind him. But if you guys don't know about Sean Maluda, he's actually one of the younger cousins of Roman Reigns and the Usos, and has the Samoan heritage. To go, he has great lineage, one of the most storied lineages in wrestling history, the Samoan wrestling dynasty. Yeah,
Samoan sensation they call him.
Yeah, so you got Sean Maluda, who is this is basically his breakout match. I haven't followed him up to this point. I mean, he might be a product of WWE. I'm not too sure about that, but to put him up against a guy like Ibushi, who I've never seen personally, but you could only read so many articles and hear so many stories. Daniel Bryan praised the heck out of this guy.
He did.
Ridiculously. He wrestled against him, yeah. This is a guy that beat Finn Balor, right? Also a couple times.
Kota Ibushi had wrestled Finn Balor and even had the match of the year by the Wrestling Observer in 2015 with Shinsuke Nakamura from last year's Wrestle Kingdom, which is New Japan's version of WrestleMania. So, and it also got a 5-star rating by the Wrestling Observer. So, look where they're both at now, where Nakamura is now the new main event of NXT, and Kota Ibushi is one of the guys that could be the headline attractions of the Cruiserweight Classic. A great match, though, and not to discount Sean Maluda, who definitely held his weight and held his own against Bushi, but that crowd was definitely going for the guy that's been, like you said, world renowned. You know, the guy's a 3-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion for New Japan Pro Wrestling, was former IWGP Junior Tag Champion with current New Japan star Kenny Omega. So yeah, just the sky's the limit for Mr. Ibushi.
All right.
Matter if we end up mispronouncing his name or not.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's been Balor. I still can't pronounce Nakamura's finisher right.
Sorry, guys. So let's go ahead and close it out. We got a few minutes, so let's go ahead and give our closing shout-outs. So I don't know, you want to start with you over here, Mr. J? And
sure. Just closing shout-outs to my family, my mom, my Uncle Joe. Again, happy birthday this past Tuesday to my brother Alex, or Joseph as we also know him, my sister Brittany, you know, and to all the friends and family of Armbar, as well as also Corey from Michigan. Shout-outs and thank yous to you as well. And also, happy birthday to another Armbar listener, Victor, from this past Sunday. Great seeing you up close this past weekend.
I want to give a shout out to my wife. She's doing a great job. We're doing DDP yoga. If anybody's not familiar with DDP yoga, it's not your mama's yoga. I love it. I'm already at disc 2. We're doing Fat Burner 2.0. You guys got to check it out. It's a really new workout technique. He's been doing this for 5 years. You got to go to YouTube, go to DDP Yoga TV or DDP Yoga. He has a lot of testimonies on some of the people that have participated in this program. You guys got to check it out. So I want to give a shout out to my wife. Congratulations. I'm glad you're doing great with it. And I want to give a shout out to my family, the Matuk family, my dad that's in Wisconsin. I hope everything's doing okay up there. I hope you do great on that MRI. And to everybody, whoever's you know who you are, friends, family. We love you guys. You know, Chris, you know I love you, man. Big Armbar fan as well. And who else?
Oh, I guess
Isaac too.
Isaac,
Isaac, Mr. Architect, man. We miss you very much, and we can't wait to see you soon.
All right, final shout-outs from me. I want to give a shout-out to WWE Hidalgo team on Twitter, on Instagram. These guys followed us. They actually just posted about an 8-minute video of us on their Instagram page praising us. So I want to give them a huge shout-out. And, you know, they have a couple hundred followers also. You know, they're the ones that, you know, like to post up pictures when the events happen down here and stuff like that. So big shout-out to them. Shout-out to the Yorta sisters, as always. Shout-out to my parents. Mom, Dad, I love you. My sister, my nephews, and my nieces. Love you guys. Just people at HEB. Chris, no gloves is all I'm going to say, right? Tony, no gloves. Jay, no gloves. And big shout-outs to Isaac. But he wants to close this out here.
I'm definitely going to give this a try.
All right, here we go, Jay.
I'm sorry.
Let you do it. Don't worry.
All right. Let me just get the load up so that way I'll have Tony as my cue card guy.
Yeah, that's all good. Tony might have it somewhere. I know what it is.
I got it.
You got it? All right.
Hard work pays off.
Dreams come true.
Bad times don't last,
but bad guys do.
If you're not down with Armbar, we got 2 words for you.
No blows. All right, thank you all for listening. This is Armbar Radio, and you're listening to 97.7 FM The City. We'll catch you all next week. All right, perfect. I'm done. All right. I don't know if y'all want to do a little outro while I'm editing, but we can stop it, or you guys can keep going if you want.
I'm good. I got to take off right now.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. To the club. Too sweet, baby. It's too sweet. All right, we'll see you guys next week.